Welcome to Van Lathan's The Red Pill, where we give you the brutal reality of truth. We're going to get to our guest in a second, but before we do, I just want to take the time to say fuck Omarosa. Yeah, and I don't mean it in any way other than that. Now, let's unpack this for just a quick second. I don't think that it was right for President Trump to refer to Omarosa as a dog. She's a black woman, and you can never refer to one of my sisters as a dog. She still is completely wrapped up in herself. This is not about us. It's not about America. It's not about revealing what a jerk or a bastard President Trump might be. It's about Omarosa. What you have to understand is that now Donald Trump is the president. So he speaks for America. He goes out to foreign nations and he makes decisions on behalf of America. He sets a political tone here in America. The divisiveness that we're seeing, the vitriol that we're seeing between American citizens, that's coming straight from the top. And it's something that doesn't seem to be going away, and something that if we don't get a handle on it soon, threatens the very fabric of our union. And the president is the guy that's been empowered to sort of make these changes to actual policy and to our political climate. How did he get there? He got there with the support of people like Omarosa. He got there with the sort of stamp of approval by people like Omarosa. And now we're to believe that the entire time she was doing this, she was working and giving her energy to empower this man. She knew he threw around the N-word, was a racist, and was the terrible guy the rest of America suspected him to be. She knew, but she rode with it anyway. This is precisely the type of attitude that forward-thinking individuals have to excise from our society. This is exactly the type of behavior that you have to get out. It's too little too late now for Omarosa. Way too little. And especially not when she's trying to sell a book. Everyone that supported the president, okay, everyone that supported the guy that's doing the thing that he is now, they have some decisions to make. And they have to make those decisions based upon their conscience and what they're seeing from the president today. So if you come out and you say, listen, I regret that I supported Donald Trump, I would look at you and I would say, yeah, well, I would wonder why you would have supported him in the first place, being all the things that he said and things that he did and just policy decisions that he told people that he was going to make. I would wonder why you would support a guy who wanted a Muslim ban. I would wonder why you would support a guy who called Mexicans rapists. I would wonder why you supported a guy who made fun of disabled people and said that he could grab women by the pussy. I would wonder why you would support that guy, you know? But if you've had a change of heart now, if you've come around now, he's worse than you thought he was going to be, fine, cool. What you need to do is tell people that you made a mistake. The only way to do that is to atone for it. And the reason why is because if we are faced with another character like this, if we are faced with another guy like this, everyone needs to know what to watch out for. That is not what Omarosa is doing. She's not doing that. She's selling a book and she's getting back at the people who fired her from her post. That's what she's doing. That's her end game. That's her goal. She's serving herself. Now, in service of herself, might she serve us? Perhaps. Can't deny that. Perhaps. She might serve people that want to see the end of the Trump effect on America. That doesn't mean that she's a hero. Doesn't mean that she's a hero. She's a cultural mercenary is what she is. Highest bidder. And now the highest bidder is whoever is going to buy this book, whoever is going to make her more famous, and I'm just not fucking with it. Do I want to see anything bad happen to Omarosa? No. But do I want to see anything good happen for Omarosa? Absolutely fucking not. Now, on today's Red Pill, We have somebody very, very close to my own heart. We do have a guest today. Had to get the Omarosa stuff off my chest. We have a dude that's meant a lot to me in my youth. His name is Nat Turner. Now, when you think Nat Turner, I'm not talking about the birth of a nation, Nat Turner, because we'd have to have a seance to have that brother on the show. I'm talking about adult film legend Nat Turner. I'm talking about movies like onionbooty.com. It's actually a whole site that he was behind, onionbooty.com. It had some of the best ones out there on onionbooty.com. I don't know what happened to onionbooty.com. I'm talking about movies like Merc. I'm talking about work he's done with such stars as Obsession, Michelle Tucker. They've all been around. He is one of the best. Candace Hayes, Candace Vaughn, Melrose Fox. You know what I'm talking about? Diana DeVoe, Pinky. All of these people he's worked with, some of the best in the game. He's brought some of them into the game. All right, he's been with the Abella Dangers. He's still doing it. This brother's been doing it for a long time. He's still fucking. I want to know what's really going on in the porn industry, what's really going on in terms of the racism in the porn industry, how he got into the porn industry, and is the porn industry safe enough for women for me to be as big a supporter of it as I am? And guys, I'm a big fucking supporter. That's the truth. Nat Turner is a legend. Pop some pills. Let's do the red pill. This is a big moment. Here's the thing. We got the whole crew in the house. We got Jason. We got Maddie. We got rapper Love and Lauren. We got Donald. White people clap for Nat Turner. Now,
clap for myself too.
Here's the deal. When I say clap for Nat Turner, some people listening to the podcast might think that you're clapping for the revolutionary slave that killed a bunch of white people back in the day, which would be dope. You could clap for him too, obviously, but that's not the Nat Turner that we're talking about. We're talking about a slayer of a different type. Nat Turner, legendary black adult film actor. Brother.
That's Turnher.
It's Turnher?
Turn.
Wait a second.
Her.
So it's not Nat Turner, it's Nat Turnher.
Yes.
How'd you come up with your porn name?
Well, it has something to do with the original Nat Turner because I knew that I would be doing a lot of interracial scenes. Not to say that I agree with killing white folks and all that, you know. But he was a strong man. He was, you know what I mean?
Right.
But people gotta understand if you wasn't put through that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't knock him for being that mad.
I'm not knocking him at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to put it out there. So I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
You're saying,
Don't
but so
think that
when you name yourself Nat Turner,
I was definitely thinking of him.
Did you ever think that maybe you shouldn't do that? Because what if I was going into to porn and I'll name myself like Martin Luther Pussy or something? You know what I'm saying? It's like, did you ever feel like maybe it wasn't a good idea to name yourself after an important black leader? Because now it's a whole generation of niggas who don't know who that Nat Turner is, but they know you for doing what you do.
Well, I really didn't give a fuck. I just really didn't give a fuck on some Nat Turner shit.
On some real Nat Turner shit, because he didn't really give a fuck.
I just didn't give a fuck. So
he didn't give a fuck.
I'm thinking I might have been penalized here and there. Now that you mention that, for me, choosing that name, but it didn't stop me from eating like that. Like
I always want to know the answer to the question that I'm about to ask from everybody that I meet in the adult industry. First of all, the whole world knows what a big fan of porn I am. As a matter of fact, like everyone knows how much I love porn and how important porn has been to my development. You know, certain people aren't going to want me to talk about this, but this is the one time on the Red Pill podcast I'm going to talk about how much I love porn. I know I got into it. I'm going to talk to about that later. How did you get into the pornographic industries?
Well, definitely, it wasn't an aspiration.
First of all, how many movies have you done before we even start?
I don't know, man. I've done a lot of movies, man.
It's
been 16 years.
Is it over 300?
Over 300 for sure.
Is it over 500?
I put money. It's over 500.
Is it 1,000?
I'm reaching. I think I'm close to that. I'm still working. I go to work in the
Damn.
morning, baby. I'm still counting. You know what I'm saying? So
1,000.
we got to get to the end of this. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be around there for sure. For sure.
Man.
For
So
sure.
once again, how did you get into it?
Well, like I said, it wasn't a aspiration of mine. I just seen somebody that got into it. And my phone is tripping, but I seen somebody that got into it. That's Misty Stone. She was supposed to come. She
Shout
keep
out to
explaining
Misty
why
Stone.
she late and shit.
Shout
and
out to Misty
why
Stone.
she ain't show up and all that, but whatever.
Who
Anyway,
was supposed to join us but did not get
Neither here
up.
nor
She
there.
said she overslept.
Keep your
I gotta let you
Texas.
know it's 3:13.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, but anyway, guy by the name of Justin Slayer is the one that actually put me on.
Haha.
Yeah.
Justin Slayer.
Cutting through a few tape, I met him
Mm-hmm.
through a mutual friend, and he was coming from Racine, Atlanta area to go to California to start his career in it, and I kind of followed him and how it happened for him, and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't really about him having sex with chicks. He was showing me the check. He would take
Right.
a picture of the check and be like, "Nigga, this is what they paying me."
Right.
So that's what I was most interested in, for real, and then I was like, "Really? That's what's going on?"
Right.
And I had just came home from doing a whole lot of time in jail. So at
Oh,
first,
word. I feel
I
you.
just came home from doing 6 years. So I didn't want to leave my family again and leave New York and come to California.
So you're from New York.
I'm from New York. I was born and raised in Long Island, New York. And then when I got older, I moved to Harlem. But I didn't want to leave because I just came home. So I did the square thing. I worked, went to school, did shit like that. And then when I found myself going back to doing the crimes and shit like that, I was like, yo, hold on, because he was asking me to come for like a year and a half. He
Yeah.
had been doing it. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Not because I didn't want to. It was just I didn't want to leave. I just came home. I didn't want to leave again, basically, because I knew I would have to come to Cali and basically stay in California.
Right.
And meanwhile, he's getting bigger. He's getting bigger. He's doing this thing, and I'm
He's
watching
getting bigger
it
in his career.
In his career.
Okay, 'cause,
Nah,
you know
pause,
what I'm
pause. So he's doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. He's doing this thing. And I seen him coming up, and meanwhile, so then, shit started changing where, I started back doing the things that, got me those 6 years in the first place. So
Right.
I sat down one day and I was like, you know what? Let me figure this out, man. Let me see what's up with this. And I'll never forget. I gave him a call. It was like I expressed my frustrations to him about it and what was going on. He was like, all right, because he been trying to get me to come run with him because he needed, cats to run with him. So 3 days later, it was the one-way ticket in my mailbox to California.
Right.
So I told everybody I was going to go do security for some actors in California,
Right.
pack my bags, Timberlands on my feet, and I bounced. You know what I mean?
Chatsworth.
And
Woodland Hills.
Actually ended up
Van
in
Nuys.
Van Nuys.
Exactly. For you guys who don't
Woodman
know,
Avenue.
Woodman Avenue,
On Woodman and Van Nuys. Raggedy ass apartment, yo.
fucking terrible. But here's the deal.
It was crazy.
Here's the deal. For y'all don't know, some of y'all don't know, the San Fernando Valley, California out here, is responsible for around 90 to 95% of the world's pornography. That's a real stat. Did you know that?
No, of course I did.
It's a real stat. So you come out here, you're about to get into the porn life. What's the
I
first
didn't know
thing
that when I
happens?
came out, but of course I know that now.
So
but,
what's the first thing that happens for you when you get out here? Like you jump right on it?
Actually,
Or you ease yourself into
no. It fortunately was a jump right on it, and that's a good thing because with anything you just start and you want to get that money and get right into it. The sitting around, keep trying and trying. Fortunately, like I said, he already had it popping.
Right.
So I just hopped on his coattail. Next thing you know, I
Boom.
came in June, and August I was in Europe. Now, mind you, I never had a passport, never been out the country, never left New York.
Right.
And now I'm in California. Now I'm on my way to Europe, downtown, wherever, on Wall Street, getting my passport and visas and all that. Not understanding what none of this is now. You know what I'm saying? I've been in jail basically all my life up until that point.
What were
So-
you like? Was it serious shit you was in jail for? I mean, 6 years. It had to be serious.
Yeah, it was all serious shit. I never got, it was all violent crimes. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? It was never, It's public information. It ain't
Yeah.
no secret,
I'm
but
gonna
it
look
is
it
what
up.
it
I mean,
is.
you
Yeah,
ain't the
I
first
mean, it
nigga I
is what
know.
it is.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it ain't nothing trifling
know
like
what's funny?
that, nigga.
You know what's
I was
funny?
just busting my gun.
Let me
That's
tell you,
all.
busting my gun. You New York niggas. Let me tell you something funny. He said I came out and I did the square thing. You know, you grew up in a fucked up area. If there's a name for being normal, if there's a
Yeah,
name for just having a
yeah,
job,
you peeped that.
yeah, you like
I
if
did
there's a
say
name for
that.
just
You're right.
everybody that's in a different life is like
Yeah.
you a square, you a square, you a square. Like just being normal and having a job that shows you that you grew up in an area where niggas was out really out there kind of getting it.
Trying to get in. I got caught up in that, and that's cool. It is what it is. It's my
It's
path.
weird. You got a weird story. You know why? Fucking saved your life.
It basically did. Oh no,
Damn.
without a question. Without a question. I have no. You know what I mean? You're right.
Because
It
you hear
did.
all this stuff about porn destroys lives and it does
Yeah.
all of this stuff. You would kind of saved
That's
your
why I
life.
defend it so strongly. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't let nobody. You say something negative about why I made this decision, I'm gonna let you know. We're gonna have a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it really did that for me. You know what I mean? For me personally, I don't know what it did for everybody else. So
Right.
I really defend it, and you know, it's a little easier to defend when you're 6'2", 235.
I feel you.
Too, I don't
Yeah.
get a lot of, you know what I mean?
Not a lot of
But when
people
it's
come at
time
you
to
like,
do
yeah,
that,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, listen, this is what it is. You know
But
what I mean?
at the same time, you're aware that there are issues in the industry. Some women feel exploited.
Yo, this.
Some women feel exploited. Some women say that it's toxic for women and all of that stuff like that. Or not just toxic for women, just toxic for performers, period.
But you there, and you made that decision to be there. And if somebody else made that decision for you to be there, then either way, you wrong. It's not. If you grown, like if you know what I mean,
So you
why
don't-
are you there? If
even-
you're not, if
even
you
the
feeling
fact-
some kind of way about it.
Even the fact that people make that decision to go into the industry, do you agree that it's important that people that control the industry or even the consumers of it have certain demands that it's safe and that it's not in any way exploitive or there's not a culture that like demeans women or takes advantage of them?
I think that we need to police that amongst ourselves and keep that straight amongst ourselves and not really worry about what everybody else is thinking was going on in the industry.
Yeah.
Just make sure we respect each other, make sure each other's safe and cool and you know what I mean and shit like that and everything will be cool and for the most part that's how I feel. I mean there's turmoil in anything with any job with any situation you in. You know, so it's I don't know, man. It's just like I said, I've been cool and I haven't seen too much wrong. You know what I mean?
Take us through your first scene. Like, do you remember your first scene?
My first
First time you had to bust your gun?
First time I had to bust my gun, I fell, yo. Word is bond, son. I fell.
You failed? Wait, the first time you tried to...
halfway through it just didn't work no more. Like, I look back and see that dude holding the camera. Like, where the fuck am I at? What's going on right now?
So you couldn't rise to the occasion. Your
I
shit would
rose
not
enough to the occasion to get another shot. Put it like that.
So,
but I didn't knock it out the
This is the
park.
Red Pill. This is the Red Pill podcast.
I didn't
Brutal
knock it out
reality
the
of
park,
truth.
my dude. I
What
did
happened?
Not knock it out the park. What happened is reality set in. Like, I'm way in Cali. Some dude, I know his name was Lee G. He was holding the camera, and everything was running smooth until he said something to me. Then that's when it stopped to reality that, nigga, somebody's holding the camera over my head and lights is in my face, and I just lost it. Like, oh, wait a minute. Whoa, cut.
Right.
And just couldn't gather things back by then. But I had made it so far through that, you know, we worked it out. Actually, to tell you the truth, my Justice Slayer had to finish the scene.
Damn.
Like I said, he the one that
Wow.
put me on. So they just
Wow.
didn't show his face.
Oh,
And he just finished the scene like it was me.
they subbed you out and brought in a stunt dick?
Stunt dick me, you know what I'm saying? They stunt dick the kid.
They
son.
stunt dicked you.
They stunt dick the kid. But
Man.
that was a blessing of how I came in, because that's unheard of. That don't happen. They just told you to go home, never hide you again. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I really came in and you know, in a good situation where, you know what I mean? So, but like I said, I was in Europe and I did like 22 scenes, and that was my crash course. By the time I got back from Europe, I was like, nigga, there's nothing you could tell me about how to do this mentally and physically, because that's all it is.
Let me tell you.
It's mental first.
Well, how old were you? Do you remember?
28, 29 when I got in the game.
Said
something
something.
like
You
that,
had to
28,
be.
29, yeah.
22 scenes, nigga. What the fuck? Hey,
Nah.
22 scenes. You took and
And
what?
22 scenes in 30 days.
That's a lot of fucking, bro. 22 scenes in 30 days.
It is, but I mean, damn, how much?
You like not
listen,
not for
I
me.
call y'all. No,
You
it's
like-
not that.
you like,
listen,
not for
listen,
me, fam.
I might,
That's light
I might
work.
got
That's a
it,
weekend.
I might got it fucked up. Trust me, I might got it fucked up. I don't know.
probably
I
true.
call y'all civilians.
Right.
Like you said, how I said the square shit and all that.
Yeah.
The people that don't do porno, I say civilians because
Right.
they can't understand some things sexually the way that we do and what we do sometimes. And I get it is what it is.
Right.
But 22 scenes in 30 days, that's good. That's first of all, that's a good check, man.
Man.
So that's what you thinking. You thinking check, you like, man, let's go. Like this is what you having me do for
I'm
the
thinking I'm
check.
about to be sore.
No, it's
I'm gonna
no
have to
such
lay up.
thing, bro. You lay up and eat and go again. Like, and that's another thing why I see niggas be like, yo, what happens when you bust early? Bust again.
What? No, that's not what happens. What happens when you bust
See, that's
early
that civilian
is
shit.
what
I
happens
don't
when
know.
you
Y'all
bust
conk
early
out after
is
that.
a sandwich and then Netflix,
Yeah,
and then now
that's-
we got to cuddle. You know
Nah,
what I mean? Like that's what
I
happens.
want
Like
another one,
it used
man.
to. What it used to be was it used to be back in the day that if you bust early, you felt bad about it, and then you would try to be funny, right? You try to
I
be
remember
slick.
those civilian days.
You remember you would be like, you
I
know what I'm
remember
saying?
those.
Blah, blah,
I
blah,
was
blah.
a civilian too.
But when you get to a certain age and you buzz early, you go, babe, that's life. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like sometimes
know.
things go the way you want them to, and sometimes they
I
don't.
can't let it get to that point because I have a job to do. So
You
maybe
have a
my
job
whole
to do.
mental is different when it comes to that.
Speaking of that,
I'm
do you
hungry for a check.
in your non-work life, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you just because I assume that you have relationships with women outside the industry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get weighed down by the expectations that those women have? Like, do you have to? Because like right now, let's say that I was talking to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant can't go to the gym and shoot around. If Kobe Bryant goes to the gym, the people at the gym want to see the Black Mamba. And if he goes there and he catches a brick, everybody at the gym is going to be like, yo, I play with Kobe. It's not that big of a deal. Your basketball court is some vagina somewhere. So what I'm saying is, every time you meet a girl, do you feel like you have to be Nat Turner?
I don't never be Nat Turner. I'm always Keith, first of all, and I win that way because I don't.
You don't put on for nobody.
Nah, it is what it is at that time, and that's what it is.
Right.
I don't. In my head, it's no two different people. Really, I'm Keith. You know what I mean? Even when you was introducing me as Nat Turner around the people here, it's still after 16 years different. It's awkward to kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm Keith. You know what I mean? At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it is what it is. But but I think that's what saves me. You know, that humbleness, that just, you know what I mean? That chill. That's, what kept me around so long. I don't play that. I'm Nat Turner shit. I'm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Tell me about, because I'll tell you how I met Keith here. This is how I met Keith. So I'm on the basketball court, LA Fitness Hollywood. I'm shooting on the basketball court. And this is the enigma of being a porn fan. The enigma of being a porn fan is that you're actually a fan. You're not like someone, like you're a fan. Like you know all the girls. When they come in, when they retire.
I think you know more information than I even do on like.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
go ahead.
When they come in, when
Like,
they
I don't
retire,
even be knowing
you go
this
on
shit.
like there was sometimes there used to be this message board I would go to. You're not supposed to mention the message board; it's a secret. But you would go on the message board, and there'll be whole threads about when a girl retired, like she's out, and then dudes would like write little like almost sonnets about how upset they were that they don't get any scenes anymore. So you know a lot about these people. And so I seen that playing basketball, and he's just there doing his thing, and I'm like, yo, I would like to say I'm a fan. But only in this situation is it awkward to say that you're a fan. Only in this situation, because if it was like Jay-Z or I don't know anybody else, you just go, yo, man, I appreciate the blueprint. You can't really walk up to somebody and go, my nigga, in ass quake 17, you was going crazy. So obviously I just go and we play basketball. After a while we shoot and I'm like, yeah, I know who you are, blah, blah, blah. We kind of struck up a kinship and now, we homies. But who is the most famous person, or who have you been surprised that has come up to you and recognized you and just giving you props? Because I'm sure it happens all the time.
Man, listen, God bless his soul. And it's crazy to me even to this day. And I mean, but Prince, yo.
What?
I swear to you, this was years and years ago. See, when I first got here, I wasn't able to move around the way that I do now. Obviously, I mean, because I was on the back of the line waiting like everybody else when I first got here. Then my chicken got up and things changed.
Yeah.
My money got up before I got recognized, though.
Yeah.
So then I would move in certain places where, more prominent, iller places. And one day I was at some shit and actually my phone was ringing. I couldn't hear. So I went through some little door in the back, opened it just so I can go somewhere, have privacy, hear what the phone conversation was about. And I see him in the back in some little secret little room, right? And the security immediately came at me, but then he was like,
let him
he don't look like a threat. Let him rock.
Yeah.
At first, that's just what it was. But then as I stood there, he looked and was like, yeah, I know. I seen you. Yeah, I know. And I just got stuck. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
act
what do
like
you
I was
do?
on the phone.
It's Prince.
I just act like I was still on the phone. Like,
Right.
yeah. Then I just left. Like,
All right.
I didn't know what to do.
Because you never know what that could mean for Prince. He might have been trying to unlock some freaky shit.
I take those opportunities as years went on, but that's when I was still really new, kinda. You know what I mean? I couldn't. I was like, oh shit, it shocked
Prince
me.
got bad ones, bro.
Yes, he had a bad one with him.
Yeah, you might have
He
missed
had
out.
a bad one with him. I know for a fact I probably missed out.
Prince.
But I didn't want to act thirsty, and I didn't know what to do, so I just left out the room.
Really,
I never seen him, or never been around him ever again after that. But that's one thing about not only living in Hollywood, because you can live in Hollywood and see nobody, but being able to move around where these people are, then that's when you really run into them. And it's just, I've ran into a lot of different people, but that was one of the ones that I think way more, you know what I mean, most famous person that
You don't get no more famous.
Yeah, did actually. He didn't say, I know you from porno, but he was like, he gave me one of those. You know what I mean? I figured that's all it was. You ain't know, we ain't go to high school together.
Right.
So, yeah, that was exciting for me. And that was years ago. But like I said, I ran into a lot of people since then.
Man, it's you know what? We've really broken, a lot of new news on the Red Pill podcast. I think the least shocking thing that we've ever discussed is the fact that Prince likes porn. That's one I think I could have figured out. That Prince likes
Yeah. It wasn't surprising after I stopped and
rest
thought
his
about it.
freaky
But
ass,
yeah,
man.
God bless his soul. I know he got it in. I know he.
Do
was getting
celebrity
it in.
women ever come up to you and try to kick it off?
Yeah, I've definitely had that happen, and yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who, nigga? Fuck, like who?
Well, if I want it to happen again, then I
Oh!
need to probably keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I knew you weren't gonna say it,
yeah.
but they come to you and they're like, yo, blah 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 blah, and this and this. Have you
Yeah.
indulged
Yeah,
in famous ladies?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna name
Not
them.
as famous as Prince,
Right.
or even close, but yeah, got
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about no love of hip hop star either.
You're talking about
No.
legitimately.
I'm talking.
You're talking about some real famous
Yeah. For
singer
real,
or actress,
actress.
big time actress,
Yeah.
Tyler Perry actress or real
Yo,
movie?
that Red Bull, is that sugar free or?
See, look, you trying to change it? Yeah, it's sugar free.
Yeah, any more Red Bulls?
See what I'm saying? He's trying to change the subject right here. He doesn't want us to know that he slept with Taraji P. Henson.
Yo, listen, I need to
Wasn't Taraji.
move on, and so maybe when I'm old and gray, I'll give you.
Maybe
a
when
list.
you hit them Quincy
I'll just
Jones
slide the
years,
list to you.
yeah, you'll start.
Hit them Quincy Jones,
them
yeah,
Quincy
I spill all the
Jones years,
beans. Like, here you go.
you'll spill all everything.
We'll be old as shit sitting here. Like,
Sitting
remember
there.
when I told you? I tell you, boy, I'm
Yeah.
telling you now.
So, something that I recently was put onto, and I remember there was some years ago here at TMZ, and I did a story, right? Because on this message board that I go to, something was, at the time, my favorite porn star was a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite porn stars are, now not white, because we, but whatever. At this point, I was into Alexis Texas.
Mm-hmm.
She's my favorite porn star
Yeah.
at that point. And I read this post on the blog that says Alexis Texas refuses to do interracial scenes in her movie. And I did not know that this was a thing. At that point, I really didn't know it. Like, I thought that the reason why I never saw Jenna Jameson with a black dude was just because Jenna Jameson was with Wicked or Vivid, and she wasn't doing porns that would have black guys in them. You know what I mean? I thought that there was black porn and that there was white porn, and that, you know, it wasn't that much of a crossover.
Yeah.
But then I realized that there are actually performers that, for whatever reason, won't work with black talent. And so we did this thing at TMZ where I asked somebody about it, and then I asked somebody on the street about it, just somebody completely non-related. I was like, listen,
Civilians?
a civilian. I asked a civilian, I was like, I just found out my favorite porn star doesn't do interracial scenes. Can I still watch her porn? And the guy was like, listen, if it makes you happy, do it. We put that up there, and then it caused kind of like a little stir, and kind of like a little bit of a different situation. I've recently just been put on to not only that situation, but of the racism that exists in the porn industry. So this is one thing we like to do here at the Red Pill, twofold questions. Number one, what do you think about performers like Alexis Texas, which she's fine as hell, that don't do interracial scenes? And then secondly, how racist is porn?
Okay. I'm gonna start off first by saying that I personally know Alexis Texas, and I think she's a cool chick. She definitely fucks with black people for sure.
Right. And it's weird because Alexis Texas doesn't do interracial porn with men, but Missy Stone was supposed to be here. I've seen Alexis Texas and Missy Stone in a scene together before.
Oh, for sure.
So she does interracial, just not with black men.
Just not with black men. That could be. Like I said, I love her. I know her personally. We cool. I don't think she's racist at all. She be around black people, hang with black people, blah blah blah. Fuck some black people too. Yeah, I could say that.
Right.
It could be one of two things. It could be a legitimate gimmick. It could be a legitimate play, not to initially do interracial, because it's like, okay.
She been
it's
in
like
business like 13
No,
years.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm just explaining to you both halves, and then you could just come up with your own feelings as to maybe why it was or whatever. And and then I'm gonna throw a third thing in there too as well. But the first thing is, it could be a thing where it's like you don't play all your cards in the beginning.
Right.
So technically, this is what a career is supposed to be. If you really follow it by the book, in a female career.
Right.
By the book, white girl. This is what I'm talking about. And I understand it if that's the strategy, and it's this. First, girl, girl. You do nothing but girl, girl. Then second, you do boy, girl. Then third, you do anal. Then fourth, you do interracial.
So anal is before interracial.
It could
God
be.
damn.
It could be either way. It could
Right.
be either way. However you want to put it. It's a string of things to not just come in and do everything at once and burn your career out as fast. Because female careers don't last as nowhere as near long as a dude can at all.
real.
Nowhere, not even close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in order to string your career out, I could see you holding out on doing certain things and doing it strategically. I keep saying that word messed up, but you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
So I get that part. Okay, then there's another part. You might fucking be racist and like, fuck it,
Right.
I don't want to fuck with niggas, and that's that. I'm not. My parents might have been racist. They wouldn't be. They don't care that I'm doing porno, but they would be mad if I did it with a black guy.
Can you imagine that?
Can
Can you
yes, I
imagine
get it.
somebody that's like, baby, it's okay that you do porno, but just don't fuck no
I
niggas.
believe that. What?
It has to be.
I believe, I know that for a fucking fact, firsthand. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, is that part. And then the other little third part I just want to throw in there is pressure from the fucking fans. Pressure from the fucking fans and these people out here that watch this shit that will antagonize, sometimes even threaten and troll the white girl for doing interracial.
Interesting.
Oh, yes. You're going to get shit in your DM, regardless if you happily made that decision or if you came out doing interracial, regardless of what it is. When you fucking a black man, a white girl, you're going to get some trolling going on. So you're going to get that. So it's a lot of pressure for them to do it. If only ones I don't agree with or appreciate is the ones that do it for those malicious intents of just not wanting to be, with a black man on camera. But it's just strange because I've seen a few that don't do that. They still cool with me. They deal with me. They see me, and it's all love. And I don't pay attention sometimes if they even do interracial or not. Or sometimes I don't even know. Like, we have functions and shit like that. So it's strange to even say that somebody's just maliciously just...
So you're not offended if a woman won't do interracial for business reasons. If she won't do it for personal reasons, then it gets under your skin.
It has to. Yes, of course it does. Do I attack anybody for it or go talk shit to the girl about it? If I find out which ones are like that, no. I just stay away from it and do me.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat regardless how I eat. I don't, get involved with that. Because it's that in every... And just like with sports, motherfuckers taking knees and all that shit. It's racism with anything. It's just like, and yes, when it's like, no, I don't do, yes, that could hurt your feelings a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But my only racism, let me tell you an incident that happened with me where I felt bad, and it was just like, wow. Okay, I worked with a girl, white girl, right? We did a good scene. Everything was great. Cool. Nice working with you. Okay, hopefully we'll work again some other day. All right, bye. Like a week and a half later, I'm on set. Now, I never ask who I'm working with because I don't get into that. I'm there for the check. I ask what the location is and how much the check gonna be.
You're telling me that you don't know who you're working with. You just show up and here's a girl.
Yeah.
And then you gotta fuck her.
That's better for me.
Why?
Because I don't want no energy until I get there. I want the energy to be new. If I Google her and sit there and be looking at her and watch her scenes and do all that, by the time I get there, I'm like,
oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, the test is good. Everything is good. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come in there and be like, no, I don't work with her unless we just are enemy, and I never had that.
Right.
I never been on nobody's no list.
Right.
And I never had to walk to the set and be like, no, I'm not working with her.
Okay.
Like, it just doesn't work like that. You're in the wrong business if you think you could really do that.
Right.
Now, I could find out. I've been around long enough where I could find out who the 4 people for that day going to be and probably pick my one. I still don't do that because I still just want it to be kind of a surprise.
Just who you were saying. Though.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm on set. Like I said, I just worked with her previously. Now I'm on set again. And I'm just there and I see her. So I wasn't sure if she was the one I was supposed to work with that day or not. I just see a girl and I recognize her from just working with her. I spoke to her. Hey, how you been? Da-da-da. Kept it moving. So I'm just sitting there, in my zone, waiting for my call. So then the director come over to me, and I'm not even going to put her out there like that because it wasn't her fault. I wish I knew the performer name. I put her fucking name out there, but I fucking never gave a fuck. But so the director comes to me and was like, yo, she's not doing interracial today. I'm like, I just worked with her last week.
Today.
Yeah, you
She's
feel
not
me?
Doing it. It's Tuesday. I don't fuck black guys.
Yes. I was like, what?
Jeez.
What? Yeah, how I want to, you see, I'm grabbing the mic
You
like,
mad.
what? Like,
don't
I want
bust
to
your
run
gun,
up
Nat.
on it. I want to bust my gun.
So
I didn't say nothing to her. I went toward where the dressing room where she was to be like, because you fucked my money up for today.
Yeah.
Not only you insult me, now you fucking up my money.
Right.
So the director was like, don't worry about it. I got something else for you in a few days. We'll make it up. Don't worry about it. So I just left. And that was the worst racial thing I ever experienced. And that was deep. That was real deep for me because that was wrong because we just worked together and everything. I could see if it was like one of those asshole things where it just didn't go right and but that don't happen.
You mean asshole things like
I did something wrong to her in the scene where I made
we're talking about porn.
No, not asshole, putting an asshole. No.
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Nah,
like maybe
being an asshole.
Maybe she didn't want to get fucked in the
No,
asshole.
yeah, dumb shit like that. And you
Yeah.
trying to put in an ass and we not doing anal.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
what I
see
thought
if you
you meant.
mad at me for some
Right.
dumb shit, but nothing ever happened. We was cool.
Right.
So she just straight was like, I'm not doing interracial today. I was like, wow.
Yeah. She changed,
and
bro.
I was kind of mad at the director. I don't know if the director continued to shoot that person or not. I never even asked because I didn't want to be mad at the director for doing that. Right. So I never even asked if she did shoot the girl anyway because I'd have told her to go home, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Because how you gonna come here and then talk about what you don't do
Dictate
interracial, but
shit.
you do interracial?
You just do interracial.
You do interracial, so you told
So-
me you're not doing it today. But anyway,
The AVNs were a little while ago, and I think that the racism and porn thing got kicked up because there were a lot of performers, Julie Kay, a couple other people. Julie Kay, who I asked to be on the podcast, she's very outspoken on Twitter about some of these issues.
it's a white girl,
No, Julie Kay, she's a light-skinned black girl.
black girl, Julie Kay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they were upset because didn't no niggas win no awards. Like the AVNs happened. It was like AVNs so white was the whole thing. I actually started a hashtag because I'm an advocate. Like AVNs so white
Shit.
was a hashtag. Have you won any awards
No.
from the AVNs?
No.
In 16
years, I've been nominated a few times, but never won nothing. I don't look to win nothing. I don't even.
Are black performers being overlooked by the AVNs?
Of course. It's.
What can we do about this? That can't be right. We need to. We fix the Oscars, man. We
I
can't fix the AVNs.
Give a fuck.
You don't care.
I get my money and I'm gonna continue to get it, whether the porn industry give it to me or not. I'm not running around protesting shit and saying this is wrong. Unless, I mean, but it's like, what you gonna do? You gonna fight a system that been in play for fucking all these years?
But
What
you
I'm
do
gonna
think that there's some racism that goes on in that type of
yes, it has to be, and it's not. That shouldn't be a surprise. There's racism in everything. What is name
Man.
something that there's no racism in?
I can't.
I don't give a fuck if it's black on Mexican racism. It's racism in everything, man. That's what the fuck we gonna do, bro?
But it just doesn't.
It don't sit well with me at all.
It doesn't. But what I'm saying is like, I think that maybe there's differences in because like I think the newer porn people, maybe the people that aren't as seasoned as you, are really having a problem with it. I think because when the list came out of the nominees and the winners, the fact that there were so few, just of any type of diversity, even the big butt categories were won. You would think that we would be able to win the big butt categories at the AVNs. You would think that we would be either at once.
Not after the invention of ass shots, but anyway.
All right.
Like I said, man, I get what you're saying, and I'm listen. When the fight go down, call me. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
can put me in the front.
Because you're Nat Turner,
Do
you
all
gotta
that.
be. You got the name.
I'll be in the front. It's okay. I'm not gonna sit there and whine about it. I'm gonna go on about my business, get my money. We could talk about it all day. We've been talking about this shit for 400 years. What the fuck we gonna do?
But there's an ethnic award show, right? Just for
Yes. Okay. This is what I was. It was churning in my head to throw that out there. Is what we should do. Is what we did. Is start our own, and that's Urban X. Now, Urban X, it needs a little polish. It's just like an old shoe. You gotta sit there and let the old man shine it up a little
Right.
bit. But it's there. It's in place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just gotta shine it up a little bit, and
It's the
straighten
Urban
some
X
things out.
Awards?
It's called the Urban X Awards, and
When do they do
Cherie runs it. It's just for blacks. It's for the urban X. It's
I would
all
like to
black
host it.
types of-
I would like to host the Urban X Awards.
Hey, listen, don't say that
Why?
because I could make, and that would be important. That would be cool. That would be
Why?
cool.
Like you acting
Now,
like I wouldn't actually do it?
listen.
Fucking Jason and
now,
Maddie
y'all
know this.
heard him?
Donald.
Y'all heard him. We
Donald,
got this
you think
on film.
like
He said
I
he
would
would
host the Urban X
Urban
Awards.
X Awards.
Don, I would be good at the Urban X Awards too. No one loves porn like me. Let me tell you
Okay.
something. Let me tell you something about how I discovered
We'll
porn.
call Cherie as soon as we off.
Call
of here.
Cherie. Let me tell you
We'll
how
call
I
it the
discovered porn.
director.
All right, I'm tell you how I discovered porn. So I'll never forget this. This is a touching story.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, I'm in the living room of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I have just taped WrestleMania. Okay, WrestleMania was taped on a Sunday. I'm gonna watch WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I come home. I'm in my baseball uniform because I have a baseball game coming up a little bit later. It's like circa 93. I'm like 13. And so I am about to watch WrestleMania. I pop the video into the video cassette in the front, and it won't play. The thing is dirty. Because I don't know, for a lot of you kids that don't remember,
Put the
before you could
tissue
just
in the
press
hole?
the bit. Yeah, it was like the thing, you had to like, sometimes a VCR would get dirty and that bitch wouldn't play. It's not like it is for you guys now, where you click a link and the shit plays every time. The video wouldn't play. So we didn't have the little head cleaners. So I'm like, damn, I want to watch WrestleMania. So what I do is I go into my parents' room. And I'm like, there's a VCR in there in my parents' room. It was a better VCR anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's always the better one in there.
Always a better one than the parents. They give you the fucked up shit in the living room where people have to entertain. And then in their room, they got the brand new Magnavox RCA shit,
Dope
top of the
shit.
line. Yeah. So I go in there and I'm trying to put the tape in. I can't put the tape in because there's a tape in there already. And
So
I
hey,
popped
what's that in there?
Exactly. I
Well,
popped the
why
tape out,
not?
put WrestleMania in, and when I popped the tape out, the tape's not labeled. The only thing that's on the tape is a gold sticker.
So they know which one
It's like
that
the
is.
golden ticket in Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
It's just like a gold sticker, right? In the middle. And I'm like, yo, nigga, this don't say Beverly Hills Cop 2. Like, it's just a gold sticker. Like, what is this? Put the tape back in the VCR, and it was Ebony Age. You remember her? Big-breasted black porn, and Jimmy Z. And they were working. And you have to understand, this is the first time in my life I'd ever actually seen this. And right away, I don't even remember what happened at the WrestleMania situation. I think I gave up on WrestleMania.
Yeah, fuck WrestleMania
So
at that
and
point.
I wasn't even like jacking off. I was just sitting there watching it, like
It's like, what the
intrigued.
fuck?
Like I was like, yo. And I remember that was the day that changed my life because I watched that, and right after it was over, because I watched the entire porn, okay, the whole thing from start to finish. And right after it was over, I thought, damn, what do I do now? So I rewound the tape back to the same spot it was on that I found it, so that I would go undetected. After that, shit started, and it got out of hand with me. Nat. It got out of hand because I was ordering all kinds of stuff off of Cinemax, and not Cinemax, off of like pay-per-view and stuff like that, and saving them onto tapes. You know what I mean? Saving them on the tapes. And then one day, we were at the dinner table, my dad goes, listen, the cable bill this month is $487. And it's me and everybody sitting around. He goes, it's $487. He's like, I just want to let anybody know, I realize that y'all all growing up, but I want to let y'all know that it's not like we don't see what's being ordered on the cable. He said, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to embarrass nobody, but if I go back there next month and it's high again, I'm going to bust all y'all asses. So quit it, okay? And after that, I was a pretty avid porn watcher. I started selling porn at school.
Wow.
It's a true story.
It's crazy to me because you know I have a son. He's about to be 11 years old, and somebody said that he's only 10 now, obviously, and they asked me if he know, and I got offended. And it was just somebody on the internet,
Right.
and I answered back like, "The fuck off my, you know what I mean? Whatever I said."
Don't
He was
ask me about my son.
Yeah. But then he hit me back. He's like, "Yo, I was like 11, maybe just 12 when I first started watching you." He said, you better talk to him soon. I said, I'm sorry, bro. You right. All right,
Yeah, it's true.
You right.
It's true.
Because my story was similar too. I was,
What's your story?
rambling through some drawers and found my VHS tape just like everybody else. Popped it in. I'll never forget. It was called Rambone. He had a fucking bandana running through the forest. White guy, catch a white girl and fuck her. That's all I remember. Running through the Rambone. I'll never forget that shit. I was like, what the fuck? This nice big titty white girls.
Right.
He was just running through the forest, catching them and taking them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents eventually sent me to a child psychologist. Like it
didn't get damn.
Yeah, because my parents. So this is what happened. So, like I was taping everything. I just started randomly taping. So what happened was sometimes it wasn't even porn. Like I remember that movie Showgirls. You remember that movie? So
Even shit like that.
Yeah.
Get you going.
So Showgirls came out. Showgirls.
Nigga, listen.
Showgirls came out, and I ordered that bitch, and I taped it. So my boy Chris, shout out to Chris Toombs. I think that Chris Toombs is actually is a politician down in Louisiana, so he'll appreciate me telling this story. Shout out to my boy Chris Toombs. Chris asked me if he could borrow Showgirls, And so I was like, yeah, man, hold it down. You know, back then we was letting niggas borrow
Yeah,
porns. It was
that's
like,
what it is.
So he had it for like forever. But I was doing so much taping. I was taping Luke's Peep Show. Remember that shit?
Yeah,
Used to come on, all of that stuff. And it's funny now because some of the artists that are on Luke's Peep Show, like there's an episode of Luke's Peep Show where Luke is interviewing Jay-Z, and right next to Jay-Z, some chick is eating a chick out. That's a real thing. Look that up. Like like Jay-Z can barely keep his focus on the interview with Luke because right next to him, right here, there is a woman going down on another woman. And Luke is asking Jay-Z stuff, and he's obviously fucking with him. But that's the kind of thing that used to be on that show. It was a great show. Shout out to Uncle Luke. And one day on the bus, months after that, Chris goes,
What years was this?
This is like 95.
Yeah, I was locked up.
Yeah. Damn, dog.
From
Busting your
94
gun.
to 2000.
Busting your gun. I was out here living my best life.
That's all. Like, I missed all. What are you talking about?
Right.
I wasn't around.
Damn. I got to give you some. I probably got some of them tapes still.
Yeah, let me borrow a few of them
So
motherfuckers.
Chris
man.
gives Showgirls back to me,
Mm-hmm.
right, on the bus at school. So in fourth period, civics class, we got a substitute teacher. And we're supposed to watch a video on ethics. Mr. Wilkinson, Kendra and Kara's grandfather, falls asleep. I put Showgirls in. We watch Showgirls, okay? We watch Showgirls. Of course, all the girls in class are like, ew, but they really wanted to watch it. And everybody else was like, oh, shit. So we watched the movie, part of the movie. And then the next period, this is when I understand that porn was big business. The next period, there are guys from other classes that come up to me and they go, yo, Van, like, can we get that Showgirls for our class?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no problem. And then I went, wait, I'll give you Showgirls if y'all can
that
come
lunch
up
money.
with $30, which was a fucking fortune to
Yeah,
me
it
at
was a
that
lick.
time.
That's a come up
And they came up with
back
it.
then. Yeah.
And so, you know what I started doing? Me and Chris, once again, politician in Louisiana, me and Chris started renting out the porns that I would tape until Katie Strain ratted on me. And then we had to set it down. And my parents got a little bit upset about that. So I realized then that porn was a big business. Now it's a $1 billion business. It's gigantic.
For sure.
How are you guys compensated? Do porn stars make enough that they can like retire off of this shit and stuff like that?
I mean, it depends on the porn star. Everybody got their own story.
Right.
Just fast money, just like with anything else. If you're not careful, you'd be fucked.
Right.
I had to kind of realize that myself out throughout the years of, you know, what my future really is going to be, and started planning accordingly. If you don't, I don't know.
Because it seems like a lot of girls come in and they leave.
Yeah.
Like it's like
See,
a lot of girls
well,
retire.
That's
And now I don't know how much money they have left over.
That is basically a stepping stone for being a whore.
Whoa!
Okay. You're a whore on this level. You become a porn star, then you could be a whore on this level. So that's their afterlife, typically. Is
So you're
what
saying
their
that
afterlife is.
they come on porn,
That's
they do
what
porn
it's
for a while,
porn
and then
is just the brand.
it's like advertising. It's like a 3-year-long commercial.
If you smart, that's what you doing. They don't know this. Most of them, they just want to do porno, get the money for the time being, and not even really understanding what their future going to be. But their future normally ends up being that.
Right.
The ones that come in knowing that be the ones that really kill them because they understand. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there are certain girls that like. I don't think Sasha Grey is doing any. You remember Sasha Grey? Mm-hmm. I don't think Sasha Grey is doing anything in the porno industries right now.
But do you see? Like I said, that's just a stepping stone for the white guy on the mountain to take care of you, or that trick paying you such and such, or that sugar daddy guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? All type, man. Chicks, man. They they good. You know what I'm saying?
They're good.
They good.
They make the most money.
Yeah, they like, nah, fuck that. They good. All those different opportunities that's coming from you being this porn star is endless. And you're already in that. It ain't like you're switching your pitch. You fucking anyway. So what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Fucking for money on camera, fucking money on... What's the difference? I mean, don't knock them for that. It is what it is.
Right.
And that's what I would say to a girl that's coming in. This is what you do. Go hard with your name. Brand that shit. You want the name to be as big as you could get it because you don't got a lot of time.
Right.
You only got a certain amount of time. No halfway. Coming from Atlanta to come shoot and then go back to Atlanta and go back. No, if you're gonna do it, come do it. Go hard, but you only got it's only a little while. Then you spit out like the rest of them. But you have this great afterlife. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of start happening while they're. It don't just happen when they're done. It starts happening while
Yeah, I've
they
seen
still.
this to where like the girls that like, whereas they might get 1,000 or 1,500 for a scene, some dude might pay them 3,000-4,000
for an hour or some dumb shit or fly them somewhere, get them shit. It's just all different situations. It's never one. They not all the same. You know what I mean? And it still depends on how big you had made your name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How do you establish like your limits and shit that you won't do? Because there are some porns I've seen. I remember there was this site and the girl, it was springthomas.com. Do you remember that? Remember that site? It was a little white girl, and what she would do on the site is she was a little white girl. All she did was fuck black dudes, and she would fuck them and call them the N-word like while they was fucking her. Like they would fuck her, and then she would go, "I fuck you, big black nigger bull," and all of that stuff like that. And I remember, I was like, this is taking me out of it. Like I can't watch that. Like, how much of the racial stuff in porn? Like when is it too much? Like it doesn't. There was a porn movie that came out not too long ago, and it was called Black Wives Matter, and I was like, "Come on, man, maybe that's a little bit too far with the fucking situations."
With me personally, I just don't let no sucker shit happen. Period. I'm in control of my day on set and how it goes and how I'm treated, and I don't know what how everybody else look at it, but I don't. I mean, I wouldn't be involved in that. And if I get there and that's the scenario, then I wouldn't let that happen. And it was another thing. What was the other part of that? I want to elaborate. You said two different things.
I said that Spring Thomas used to call people the N-word in the porn, the white.
Oh, yeah. Well, that part, like I said, I just wouldn't let that happen.
You wouldn't let that. That's too far for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's your limit. It's one of the limits that you have.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are other limits.
Yeah, because, it's definitely limits. I don't even I can't even remember being approached with no sucker shit like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I guess that just don't come my way. It doesn't.
They're not trying to
I'm
fuck
not
with you.
asked that.
They know you'll bust that gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna bust that gun.
Yeah, it's the wrong dude.
Yeah. So I don't experience that, and I'm no new person coming in that has to subject myself to some sucker shit to get in the game. Like I said, I came in through the front door, and the front door was open for me very generously by Justin Slayer. So I never experienced no sucker shit to have to be here and have to succeed in it. And so other people pass probably a little different. There's a lot of people that's just not here that was here. I've seen a lot of come go. And it's like I said, it's like 5 or 6 of us that's consistent at since I've been around. And some of them did fall off from then. So I'm still here for a reason. And
what do you think about the whole Mr. Marcus situation?
That upset me because
obviously, okay, if you guys don't know, Mr. Marcus was a very prominent black, or is, I don't know if he's still working, a very prominent black male porn star. You guys probably seen him because he always wears the hat. Some years ago, I guess he had contracted a sexually transmitted disease, if I remember the story correctly, and he performed a couple of scenes while he had it, or he was working while he had it, or something like that.
No, well, what happened? He attempted to work while he had it and forged his test to make it seem like he didn't, but it didn't work, and it'll never work with anybody trying that. I don't know what he was thinking, and I said some bad things the first time I was asked about that on the radio. It kind of touched him. But I'm not gonna do that again.
I wasn't asking you to like.
No, I know you're not asking me to do that, but that was my initial thought, and like I said, I did it before, and I had some dialogue with him after that, and kind of felt bad by some of the things I said, but it did hurt me. It hurt
it was a guy that
was
a friend.
He
was a friend of yours.
Well, yeah, I mean, you somebody you be in the industry with, you be around, so we never hung out and called each other and go chase chicks together, nothing like that. Right. We wasn't but we was in the same industry for a long time. I would definitely, colleagues. Yeah, colleagues would spend time with him on sets and talk to him. Yeah, I definitely knew him. So it just hurt me in the fact that they looked at us as blacks in a whole, not just because he made a mistake. It was like the blacks made a
Ain't
mistake.
that always the thing?
So only the way, and it slowed down for particular blacks, and the only for that, that little slight little stretch when it first happened.
Yeah.
Only reason why I kept eating because just me always being consistent of being cool and never really having any issues, and nobody could ever say nothing real foul about me. So it was a couple times where I was even told like, yo, I had stopped doing IR for a little while because of what happened with some others, but I will work with you. And so I was able to still eat. But if it was somebody that just got in the game and hadn't proven themselves and didn't nobody have love for, knew them, they was really getting pushed to the side when that happened as a black performer.
Yeah.
And that I didn't totally agree with. I was like, damn, it had to be him of all, but like,
because he was a very
I'd rather have been some new dude coming in, nobody knew. The fuck out of here, beat it, just send him home.
Right.
But not him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just all I gotta say
So
about that.
of the new stuff that's out now, first of all, what's the best porn platform? Because they got the black.com.
I
you guys
think
ever see
they got Raw with the black shit. I think
Raw
Babes is
dope.
doing Dark X. I think is cool.
all that they got.
You
They got Dark
people-
X. They got Lesbian X.
They pulling out some good cameras and some
Yeah.
that it's different because it's a different competition. You can't just run in and just shoot it, get naked, fucker. Nah, they want storylines. They want it shot
Yeah,
right.
see, I like that though.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't like doing it as much, but I like the finished product better.
Why don't
know
you
what
like
I'm
doing
saying?
it as
Because it's
much?
tedious. It's harder work. Come on. It's like, okay, you fucking, and okay, hold on, stop, cut, wait, okay, move an inch that way because my light didn't hit. Okay, go.
All right.
Hold on, wait, cut. All right, choker. I hold on, wait. I turn around now.
All right. It's
You know
just
what I'm
not
saying?
real sex.
It's not real sex because they gotta set the camera. Take like 5 motherfuckers to lift that motherfucker.
'Cause it's a
How
big-
many times you can't swoop in with that shit? You gotta set a shot, get that, then set another shot. Then we gotta set another. You know what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah.
like, come on now, you gotta keep your dick hard through all this. Now tell me that ain't hard.
I tell you
It's
what.
enough pressure as it is. What the
I
fuck?
tell you what. Like with the black.com stuff, Greg Lansky.
But it's great work. It's
It's
my
great
God, that
work.
shit
It looks good,
so
and it's always
beautiful.
crazy to me because it's like the first of all, porn stars are particularly terrible actors. Like, when I say terrible actors, I mean it's not even. It's like it's crazy. Like I've been on like you
It's
guys
funny you say
suck
that.
as actors. Bro.
That's what? No. That's not me. You better look up some of my shit.
Tell-
That's why.
oh, no, Merc was
I work for Black now. They wasn't shooting me at first. They was just doing just the newer dudes and all that.
Right.
So then, if whatever happened, they gave me a call one day, and I came in there and really focused on the acting part because I knew that was the bigger aspect of what they
That
did.
is the bigger
They
aspect.
didn't give a fuck about the sex.
Yeah.
So I focused. No, I've been around. I know what's up. Like,
Yeah.
I went in there on some acting shit. Like, that's what y'all want. Whopped, killed it, right? Now they, now they hitting me like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And they want me to lead it or whatever it is, lead it, read it, because other day had me with somebody that didn't even really speak good English. Like, it's like,
Bruh.
what the fuck is you?
If y'all haven't been to black.com, what happens is there's like a voiceover at the beginning of the scene where the girl goes, "It's been such a long time since Marcus has been in town. I haven't seen him since spring break 2014. Now that he's playing for the Rams, I'll get to see him all the time."
Well, I have no control about that part. I'm talking about my acting part. I don't.
And then it's like-
those
and
chicks
then-
sometimes just
Bruh,
you're right.
and then it's
They're
like
not
it's like
supposed to be acting, just get fucked and that's it.
then it's like you're not selling me on the fact that you're really waiting to see Marcus like that. Just get to the point. But I love those sites and stuff like that. Now, is there any issues that you see in the industry right now with the fact that it's being so heavily illegally downloaded and streamed? Has that affected your money anywhere? But like a lot of
hell
people think
yeah.
it's corny to pay for porn now.
Yeah, that shit definitely fucked the industry up, and and it sent the weak people running. To be honest with you, and that wasn't. I'm blessed to have put a stamp down before all the bullshit happened, so I'm still here. But it's still a lot of people running. Not that I feel great about that, but that's just what happened. Because the money did, oh my
Slow down.
God, oh my God,
Slowed
did
up.
it slow down dramatically. Like I said, if you didn't have a plan or really understood things, then you definitely could have got fucked, especially at certain times. It's better now. But if you didn't have some other shit going and you were just not really an owner of a company or some shit like that, just a performer or something like that, yeah, it got a little harder because of the internet.
Do you feel it personally when people don't, when people, like, I'll say you feel it personally, when people say, I don't pay for porn, paying for porn is whack, does that offend you?
No, because I watch free porn too all day.
What?
Yeah, I'll go right to X, whatever it is, Pornhub, and do the same thing
What?
everybody else doing.
You're an
To be honest
enabler.
with you, I'm probably not as big of a fan as you, but I think I'm probably just as addicted. Not as big of a fan because I know most of them, and it's just like, oh, this motherfucker right here is
Right.
corny, or she's whack, or she didn't really like him that day. I know they don't like each other. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You just know all these inner things. This is like, it's hard to
Wow.
watch, so I tend to just watch myself.
Look, rapper Lovin' Lauren is over there. So here's the deal with Lauren. We've been talking about this. We're going to establish her identity. She loves rappers. She's been learning a lot from this conversation. Yeah. It's a true thing.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is in that thing with Luke right there. Lauren, as a female, do you watch porn? And you feel proud to say that you don't.
I mean, if I did, I wouldn't be ashamed to say I did, but I just don't. It's not into
Why?
it. It just doesn't do anything.
How do you release yourself when you're alone?
Bam. This is weird.
Well, maybe because I had a boyfriend for so long, I've never really.
So you never released yourself when he wasn't around? It was always with him? You never...
It's always been like I want the physical interaction part of it. Like for me, I watch it. It's like okay, cool. But if I watch it like with a person, that's a little bit different too.
I feel you.
I'm just not.
Maddie's married.
When you're married, you gotta watch it.
Whoa.
When you marry, you have... It's therapy, huh?
Find it. Like girl, she wants
It's therapy.
Yeah. It's still Maddie, you and your wife watch porn together? Why not? Why?
Is it uncomfortable? It just don't. Watch Netflix. Do you watch Showgirls on Netflix? Or you watch? He watched
True crime
Showgirls
documentary.
instead.
I know. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something in the back here. I know Jason watches it. Jason watches porn because Jason was talking about Ashley Alban. Do you know who that is? Yeah. So Jason tried. Let me tell you how ashamed of himself Jason is. One of our producers back here. Jason was like, I asked Jamila Mule, I had a black feminist up here. I asked her who her favorite twerker was. And it's a lot of people you could easily say that your favorite twerker is like Amber Rose, right? Everyone knows she's twerks. But if you know who Ashley Alban is, then you a freaky ass nigga just like me. Jason didn't want to say that. So he didn't say anything. Afterwards, he comes and he finds me out there. He goes, dude, it's Ashley Alban, man. So I know that he's a freak just like I am. So, we're all porn fans. I think a lot of people watch it. I want to ask you about one guy specifically. We kind of, getting towards the end here.
No, so
Now, if you're in LA, if you're in,
Missy still talking about.
what did she say?
She just got out the shower, and I'm like, girl, I ain't even answering that.
Misty is over. Misty Stone is like Misty
She's
Stone
wildin'.
is one of the queens of porn. She's been doing it for a long time. She's one of the black ladies that have really led the industry. It would have been great to have her here. Maybe I'll have her here at some point in the future. But like I said, she overslept and it was 3:00 in the afternoon. Shout out to Misty Stone. So I was looking forward to meeting her too. If you ever been out,
Still there? If it's cool, I won't. No.
She's
almost
gonna
over.
she's gonna
She's
leave
still
now.
talking about- Yeah, no. She texted. This is at 3:20.
She's on her way.
This was at 3:20. It's 4:11. So I guess she's no.
Yeah. So here's the deal. There's a guy that used to hang out at clubs in Hollywood, and you would see him because he'd have a bunch of jewelry around his neck,
The fucking dumbass.
and he would have a bunch of jewelry around his neck, and he would have his box covers of the porns that he's been in
He's such a
hanging out
fuckboy.
outside the club. This guy's name is Brian Pumper. Brian Pumper was a big thing in porn, I guess, like 4 or 5 years ago. and like it was like it was a whole thing where he had like a web series on World Star. He was, he met 50 Cent.
He's a
like
fucking clown. He might as well just put a red nose on.
Brian Pumper's a clown.
He might as well just put a fucking red nose on his nose
Why do you say he's a clown?
and join the circus.
Why?
I don't know. He's a fucking dumbass, man. I don't even. I see him coming, I go the other way, yo. I don't fuck with him at all. He's a fucking clown. And you know how many times I done shook him, like, come on, let's do this. Let's take this shit over.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here, you retard. He's something wrong with him, yo. And he's been like that since he was a little kid. He's not from far from where I'm, like 10 minutes from where I grew up.
Oh, so y'all grew up together?
Yeah, no.
That was your man from back in the day?
No.
You and Brian Pumper used to play basketball?
No, hold on, cut this shit off for me. Nah, no, not at all.
Why?
First of all, he's younger than me. Second of all, I was a whole nother dude. I didn't.
Everyone in the industry says that about Brian Pumper. Like, but why do they say it though? Like, what's the thing?
He's just. You want me to get him to come? You want to put him on your podcast?
Nah, I mean, I'm just asking.
I'll get him to show up, and you figure it out yourself. I don't need to discuss it. I sit him right here, just like you sat me here, and then you let me know after the podcast over what you think is wrong with him, or you might not think nothing is. But you tell me, that'd be an interesting fucking conversation.
Yeah.
You do that. I gladly can get him here and do anything I ask him to do. He's a fucking I call him right now. That nigga will show up right now.
No, don't do that.
I don't talk to him at all.
Don't do that. You know why you can't do that?
If I call him here, fucking show right.
You know why you can't do that?
Come on.
I'll tell you why you can't do that. You can't have him come up here because he raps too, and Lauren, if he comes up here,
she like rappers.
She loves rappers. She'll be gone.
You like corny? You like 6ix9ine? You like XXXXX extension?
Extentation.
These niggas kill me, right? Especially this fucking 21 Savage. I fucking hate this dude.
You hate 21 Savage?
I hate 21 fuck. I'd rather listen
Wait. Why you hate 21 Savage? 21
I'd rather
Savage is
listen
dope.
to Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith is dope.
I'd rather listen to that nigga.
Jaden Smith is dope. Tell me why you hate 21 Savage, though.
I just don't get it. It's just stupid to me. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. No, I turn that shit. Anybody that know me know. And that 21 Savage shit, come on, we in the car, that shit is turning.
Why don't you? But why? Like, what about 21 Savage?
You gotta hate somebody, I guess, first of all. Second of all, I just never, it's like, how you get so big and I don't like none of your songs. Like, sometimes niggas get big, like Migos in them. Like, okay, you got the tight shit on, little skinny niggas running around. But I could see the concept in some of their songs, and I like some of their songs. I could jam to some of their songs. I tried to like some. I played a bunch of 21 Savage's songs. Like, I'm gonna like this nigga today. It just didn't work out. I'm trying to make myself like him. And
I like 21 Savage.
I fucking hate that dumbass shit.
21.
What does he say? Give me an ill lyric. Like, okay,
I can't.
You come on. Where you at?
I can't.
Google it. Give me.
Well,
give
but
me
here's the deal.
illest
He's not
lyric.
He's not a lyrical type rapper though. It's like
even still, okay, creativity wise, what he created that was. I listen to
21
Little
Savage
Dicky. I listen to Little Dicky.
Lil Dicky is dope.
Yes, before
Right.
I listen to 21 Savage.
But I'm saying 21 Savage got. I can't think of 21 lines off the top of my head.
And you can't because he don't have a line.
But it's
He
like
don't fucking got a line. That's my point.
21. No, it's not. He don't just say
What the
21.
fuck is that?
He
That's
does.
what
There
he-
are songs. I mean, yeah.
M's
I
in
mean,
my bank account. That shit is stupid as fuck.
See, I'm telling you.
A lot of this shit, I don't want to turn into the old school grump nigga.
Nigga, you there?
You have no choice because of the way it was when I'm 42 years old. So the way it was then, how they was rapping and spitting then to what they saying now. No, I don't go back that far, motherfucker. No. It went from that. It seemed like that's what it's going back to. Hip hop, the hard. It's going back to that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It went to some ill, crazy, lyrical, fly shit.
Right.
Now it's going back to that the hard shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but get your money. I'm not blocking nobody's money. I'm not buying none of that shit. But I'm not blocking nobody's money. Get your fame, get your money. Provide for your family, your kids, all that good shit. I'm not getting in the way of that. Not hating to that extent. But do I like that shit? No, I don't like none of that shit.
So, this is the true last question. We really appreciate your time. True last question is this. it's a question that's important actually to ask because some of us actually are fans of porn. We watch it, we share it, we talk about it, whatever. Some people are the fans. They like it. You know what I'm saying? Some people might think that it's crazy that some of us like porn so much, but other people like it like they like anything else. You said earlier that it's up to the industry itself to keep itself for the performer itself to keep themselves safe, to make sure they're not being exploited, to make sure they're not being taken advantage of, to make sure that they're not being in any way sort of just thrown to the wolves. There are a million stories. There are great documentaries out after porn ends. There are great documentaries out that talk about some of the situations that porn stars get in after they're gone, even while they're in it. There's recently been a slew of suicides in porn. Most notably, August Ames took her own life. And there's been a bunch of things that are pointing to maybe some mental health issues that could be addressed in the industry. You know, when we were not talking about drug use, when we were talking about abuse, James Dean was accused of all kinds of crazy things. That's just some really high-profile things that might suggest that the industry is something less than safe.
You named, no disrespect to Augustine, but you named a lot of white people. I think they were all white.
They were all white. So, but the question I'm going to ask you,
and some of these things I don't really be known because, like like we discussed earlier, you don't do IR. I don't really follow
you don't really
you.
know
I
who
don't
you
know
are.
you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
but my overall
bad
question
to say this is the white side of the industry. So I don't.
So
but
my question
still
is
my
though,
industry.
even if it is, for everyone out there who wants to kind of consume it and buy it and purchase it and enjoy it, is porn safe? Is it a safe?
Yes.
Is it a safe working environment for the women that are in porn,
yes,
for the men that are in porn? Is porn safe?
I mean, for me personally, I take that so seriously. If I even it actually, I wouldn't even be able to function if I thought I was doing the girl wrong, or if I was hurting her in any way, or if I was doing something that made her feel uncomfortable. I wouldn't be able to function. So I take great pride in that never happening around me while I'm there, while I'm, you know what I'm saying, performing with a female. I can't speak for every knucklehead. It's just little shit. Like, you could be hurting a girl. She give you a sign or pinches you to stop, then stop. But sometimes mentally, the dude, for him to stay good, he has to be going hard. You know what I mean? If that makes sense to you. So it's just, for the most part, I think it's safe. I never seen anybody get hurt or violated. It was just an incident not too long ago with Rico Strong and the rape on set, and I'm not going for that. I know both of them personally. I've known Rico longer than I've known the girl, but we all just worked together a week prior to that.
Right.
I know that this is a different set, and that director demanded a different thing for his product, but you still don't disrespect your fellow performer, regardless to what the director's trying to get you to do. You find a way to still meet in the middle. You could make it look rough without it really being rough. You know what I'm saying? So that part is tricky. I don't really know. I wasn't there, and I haven't really talked to him about it. But just from being around and knowing the situation, that's what I'm assuming happened. He just didn't cater to her signs of slowing down or take some of those cues. And maybe you just caught up in a moment at the time or whatever. But at the end of the day, you could still just stop and just,
respect
cut or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, even the girl, if it was just like a stop, cut kind of thing, you're not going to keep filming that because you can't. You can't film somebody saying stop or cut or we need to. So she never did that. So I don't know.
But it is safe. You feel like the industry.
I feel it's safe. I feel it's safe. Like I said, 16 years. It's not even been a handful of incidences, even similar to the one I just spoke about. I don't know. You know what I'm saying about them. It ain't in my realm or my circle of things. But like I said, there is kind of two sides of the industry. There is the black side and there is the white side. Because like I said, if the girl don't do an erasure or anything like that, I will never probably even run into her or even really know her like that unless we like at an AVN. And if I see a porn girl and I don't know you, I'm just gonna walk by you like like we strangers. Even though I know we in the same industry, I don't treat them because I know they don't do it in a racial a certain way. But it's just like that. We don't cross paths. We don't work together. We don't be on the same set. We don't, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's safe. At the end of the day, it's safe. If anybody trying to get aboard, it's not as prevalent as it was back then, but it's still a tool to, if that's what you feel like you want to do. Because a lot of people ask if they want to get down, and but I can't do that with a dude. It's like, what you gonna do? Show me what you got. Let me see. It's like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Like, how I'm gonna interview it? Like, don't even call me about getting in the game. I don't call a chick. Call one of them chicks or something. Or call a company. Right. I can't do nothing. What the fuck I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Y'all give it up for Nat Turner.
Yes, sir.
White people clap for Nat Turner. Going down. Now, I will say this before you leave. You can take this idea and run with it. I've come up with the spectacular idea for a Black Panther porn parody.
They should do that. But if they do that, somebody got to spend a lot of money. It got to be a big budget.
So here's my Black Panther. Here's my Black Panther
do it
porn
to just
parody.
Be doing it.
In the movie Black Panther, everyone is looking for vibranium because they're the only place that has vibranium. In my movie, they're looking for the finest vibrators, a special vibrator that makes a woman come instantly, and they only exist in this African nation. Okay, it's the only place.
He really gave this some thought.
So Ulysses Claw, I wrote this out.
Yeah.
So Ulysses Claw, all right, he actually invades with the Killmonger character and his girl to try to steal all the vibrators, okay, out of this fictional nation of Wakanda. Come on, this is good.
Wakanda.
What? No, it could be Killmonger, because you can call it not Black Panther XXX porn. That's how they do it now, right? And they steal all the stuff. So these are the sex scenes that you get. You get a threesome scene with Black Panther, Okoye, and with Nikita. Then you get a flashback, older, mature scene with T'Chaka, who's dead, all right, and Angela Bassett's character, the mother, she flashes back, she flashes back, and you get an older scene, a mature scene, okay, and then Shuri in the movie has an interracial scene not with Morgan Freeman. Shuri has an interracial scene with the CIA agent. The CIA agent in the movie. Oh yeah, Martin Freeman. When he wakes up from his coma, the first person he sees is Shuri, and Shuri is like, she's
home in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, Nat's not even listening to my pitch.
For sure.
Nat's like,
I didn't know. They delivering furniture at my house, and I'm like, okay,
Nat's
I'm
not
on
like this
TMZ
is
right
this
now.
is like
Yeah,
my
15
biggest
minutes,
deal
I swear.
that I've ever trying to do. This is the fucking dope ass idea. I don't care. You know what? That's it.
Right,
The podcast is over. I'm pitching for my life here, and that's on the phone.
My bad.
No, it's over. Clap for Nat Turner one more time, guys.
Gotta go get my delivery.